Alright, new month, new house, new video, and we have a lot to talk about this week as well. New MMO releases, new RPG releases, and upcoming closed beta registrations for upcoming titles. If this is your first time here, then hey, welcome to the channel. Hopefully I can go ahead here and satiate your thirst for anything and everything related to mobile gaming news that have been released over the last several weeks. Before we go any further though, MRSSSTIX and I have actually begun streaming over on Twitch. We've actually been streaming for the last 3 months now, 3 times per week, Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday, 3 p.m. EST. If you're interested in coming on over and joining either of us there, then you can find us at twitch.tv/MMO Come on over, join us, and become part of our community, part of our family. With that out of the way though, let's go ahead and jump into this week's weekly bite of MMO and mobile RPG related news. I feel like maybe I gotta condense that into an easier title. I don't know, what do you guys think? What should I call this monthly or bi-weekly little news segment that I'm doing now? Okay, so I figure I'll go ahead and start this off with arguably the best news of the last couple weeks. The team behind Dragon have announced that they're in the process of developing another brand new MMORPG. Unlike Dragon, however, which is a unique blend of sci-fi and fantasy, this new project titled Noah's Heart is going to be completely fantasy themed, or steampunk fantasy themed, I guess. Knowing what they're capable of doing with Dragon, I am very excited to see where they take this. They've stated that the game is going to be completely open world, having no loading screens at all. It'll also make use of procedurally generated regions, meaning that they change over time, interestingly enough. I don't even know how that's possible for an MMO, but it is a great concept and mobile devices are the perfect means with which to test these new features out, right? So a couple weeks ago, Yoko Taro's Newson Alice RPG launched. The game has been repeatedly delayed, and players have been eagerly anticipating the title for a long time now. How is it though? Does it live up to the standard that has been set for a game developed by the legendary Yoko Taro? I did a dedicated video on it earlier this month where I talked about the introduction to the game over the course of the first few hours. I had a lot of fun in it, and it was definitely a very solid title. Was it worth the wait? Maybe. I guess you're going to have to go ahead and watch it to find out. Either way, the game is available right now to download and play through on your own if you've been waiting for its inevitable release. Additionally, they're holding a celebration event as they've hit over 1 million players in the 2 weeks since launching. The event in question is going to feature Nier Automata, so if you're a fan, yeah, you are not gonna want to miss this. So I have never been a fan of mobile ports or mobile sequels to already existing PC MMOs. Like, don't get me wrong, I have found several different mobile games that I find very high quality and very enjoyable. There are also a couple different mobile MMOs that I've seen that are actually really good, but none of them have ever been a mobile port of an already existing game. The latest game, however, to follow this trend is Dragon Nest 2, a sequel to the popular PvP dungeon crawler Dragon Nest, an MMO that has been available exclusively on PC for the last decade. Now, don't get this confused with World of Dragon Nest though. This is an entirely different game with a completely different developer and publisher. Now, it turns out that this new mobile MMO launched in China earlier this month, and while it has found solid success within the region, as most mobile games from larger companies like Tencent tend to do, and while the game itself actually looks pretty good for a mobile MMO, I can't help but feel like it's just another copy-paste port. It does away with the instanced world, instead providing players a large auto-pathing world to explore, and it is nowhere near as PvP focused. I don't know, to me, like, do I feel like they're trying to milk the Dragon Nest IP? Maybe a little. I am a huge fan of the Tales of JRPGs. I have played every Tales of game except for Legendia, because let's be real here, that was a garbage game and you could tell that without even having to play it, and the spin-off hero compilation titles. My favorites of course being Tales of Fantasia, Tales of Symphonia, and Tales of Vesperia. I think there have been other Tales of games released onto mobile devices, but I don't know, I can't be 100% certain, as this is the first time that I've ever actually reported on one. Tales of Crestoria just launched and brings with with your typical Tales of quality storytelling, combat, and characters. The combat is turn-based, the game is voice acted by an all-star cast of Japanese voice actors, and there are a ton of characters from the franchise like Cress, Luke, and Yuri. I haven't played the game yet, but I'm definitely going to be recording some of this for the channel, as this could be the best or worst game I have perhaps ever played, as I am a huge fan of the entire IP. If they mess this up, then I am going to be very disappointed. Also note, I am aware that there is no gameplay trailer going over this segment for Tales of Krystoria. That's because Bandai Namco are really aggressive with their copyright system. If you use trailers for their games, they go ahead and copyright claim, or not even copyright claim, they actually just directly take down your video. So I just went ahead and I included some images here because I figured, you know what, why the hell not? NeoWiz, yes, the very same NeoWiz behind the infamous Bless Online and Bless Unleashed MMORPGs, have announced that they have a brand new mobile RPG in development, Kingdom of Heroes Tactics War. With this announcement comes the confirmation that while little regarding the Western release of the game is currently known, it will actually be releasing next month in August, with pre-registration being open and available for players right now. Kingdom of Heroes is going to be based on Arthurian legend, seeing you play as Arthur as you build up your army to stop the impending evil from destroying the land. The game will be a gacha RPG, obviously, as there will be over 180 different characters to unlock. Honestly, if this was done by anyone else, literally anyone else, I would probably be interested in it. But NeoWiz have burned players countless times, and I would just honestly recommend avoiding this altogether, purely because of the developer and the publisher. For those of you that have been waiting for this, Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair's Anniversary Edition is going to be rolling out at the end of next month on August 20th. I will admit, I have never played the previous game. I've actually never played a Danganronpa game, nor have I ever watched the anime, but I'm aware that Danganronpa Trigger Happy also rolled out onto mobile devices in May. Goodbye Despair is going to feature a ton of additional content, including controls that are optimized for touchscreens. This is a move that I actually never saw coming. Gameforge, the European publisher behind SoulWorker, the anime MMO for PC, have just announced that they are working with Aprogen Games, the South Korean developer, to create a brand new game in the franchise, SoulWorker Anime Legends. Like Dragon Nest 2, this is not to be mistaken for SoulWorker Zero, which is, again, a completely different game. This game is actually going to be available soon and is set within the world of the PC game. While the game is set within the same timeline, features the same cast of characters, weirdly enough, and is pretty much SoulWorker for PC, but on mobile, they are going to be creating new quests completely separate from the PC iteration of the game. There will be new quests, new dungeons to tackle, and new potential boss battles as well, featuring additional baddies as well. I mean, if there are different instances to tackle, naturally there are new bad guys as well, right? And if that's the case, the story might end up differing a little. I'm honestly interested in seeing where this ultimately goes, because I am a pretty vocal supporter, a very vocal fan of the SoulWorker PC game. This has been in the news everywhere. It is a brand new Nier game after all. How could it not be one of the most talked about games of the last month, right? So, it's been a few months since we've heard anything about the game. But as of earlier this week, it turns out that Square Enix have graced us with a brand new trailer showcasing the game and what it has to offer, visually at least. Another title from Yoko Taro, Nier Reincarnation, is scheduled to enter closed beta testing from the 29th of July through to the 5th of August for players that are interested. The game itself, honestly, does look pretty solid, especially for a mobile game. It captures that dark, desperate, depressing atmosphere that Yoko Taro is so known for, and the combat, although not flashy, looks highly impactful. Well, I heard When I heard that one of my favorite JRPGs of all time were getting a mobile game, I was a little bit conflicted. We don't need Kingdom Hearts on mobile devices, they're already good enough on console, I figured. But when I saw the trailer for the new upcoming Kingdom Hearts Dark Road launching next week on June 22nd, you know what? I was right. Well, yeah, the new Kingdom Hearts game is launching next week. It looks absolutely terrible, and players all around the world can agree on that. This game looks exactly like a mobile game, a lower tier mobile game that has absolutely nobody excited. Why is this being developed again? Like, did anyone even ask for this? This title has been sent out to me via several DMs on Twitter and Discord. Apparently, the old Trickster MMORPG is being completely overhauled and released onto mobile devices. Yeah, NCSoft announced that the almost 20-year-old title was releasing onto mobile devices, and honestly, there is more hype surrounding this release than various other mobile titles announced in recent memory. The devs behind the game have stated that they're trying to put an emphasis on the adventure aspect of the MMO, as they want players to go out into the large open world. They want them to explore what it has to offer with friends or even enemies, as there is a functional PvP system in place, including entire PvP maps and seek out treasure. Honestly, the game is looking pretty good. It is a definite improvement over the PC title, but then again, the PC version did release almost 2 decades ago, so it stands to reason. Nevertheless, I am curious to see where this ultimately ends up going. It is a mobile MMO after all, and we're kind of predominantly an MMO related channel. This was incredibly popular on both console and PC, selling millions of copies. And you know what? The game is now coming to mobile devices as well. Yeah, originally announced back in 2019, you'll now be able to jump into the game anywhere at any time on your mobile device of choice and tackle what is perhaps one of the best farming simulation games made since Stardew Valley. It's unconfirmed whether we'll get the mobile game over here in the West currently, and if we do, there's no release date even planned, so it's probably a ways off before we're capable of living our best virtual life, but hey, I'm sure if it does well, a global release won't be too far off. I have covered Devil May Cry Mobile once, I think, in the past when I did a dedicated video on it, and yeah, well, that was pretty much it, as I hadn't heard anything new from the game since. But that has changed as of last week, when it was revealed that the second closed beta test was beginning sometime towards the end of July. According to MMO Culture, they have made alterations to the screen vibration, the skill tree system, poor camera angles, and they went as far as adding in new combat mechanics. They further went on to release some trailers for the game, including the game's first boss, new characters, and more. So if you're interested in those, I recommend going ahead and checking them out. All in all, I am a pretty big Devil May Cry fan, but I'm not sure what to think of this game yet. And that is it. That is all of the mobile MMO and RPG related news that has been brought to my attention over the course of the last couple weeks. If you feel that there's anything I missed, you can go ahead and let me know via Discord, via Twitter, via Instagram, via Facebook. I mean, even the comment section in the comment section below. If you go ahead and include a link to the article, that I can go ahead and read through it. And if it's applicable to the news video, then I can go ahead and include it in the next one. Anyway, guys, that is it from me. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all next time.
Someday soon, I'm gonna make it. Yeah, all hard work's gonna be worth it. Ooh.